Hello everyone, Treecks here. Welcome back to Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy, where we're playing the final part of that trilogy. And Crash is actually very enthusiastic. He wants to continue with this game, as you can see. It's not like I'm pressing the B button or anything to make him jump. No, he's doing it by himself. Last time we actually finished off World 1. We beat Tiny Tiger, the first guard for Cortex when it comes to getting crystals. He's once again scheming to use crystals in order to enslave the entire world. And all of his henchmen are in the different eras trying to collect crystals, since they actually don't exist in the present anymore. So now he's time traveling in order to get crystals from different eras. And we need to start time traveling too, in order to get them back. Here in World 2 we're going to get introduced to a couple of new themings. One of them being the theming of the Arabian Nights. As you can see, the first colored gem is also accessible in this stage. However, if we're going to be able to get it right away, that is a different question. Perhaps we need something else later on, before we are able to start thinking about collecting our first colored gem. Let's not spoil the stage for too much. Sometimes some trickery is actually involved. But for right now, the tricky part is going to be getting through the stage alive. As you can see, we've got a sword swinger here. But he only swings his sword at the moment he's heading towards us. When he's trying to walk back, then we can actually get him. We use these trampolines in order to get over here. Here's a dude on the magic carpet ride. Let's go send him on a flight that way. And here we can climb. Also returning from the second game, remember? Great things that we can actually cling on to. We're actually a couple of pretty nasty stages in the sewers, I can remember. Not easy to do. Hopefully we're going to be starting off a bit easier this time around. And then here's a monkey who's going to be trying to balance his jars. There's a couple of fun ways you can play around with him, but just hitting him so the top jar actually falls on top of him is probably the most fun thing to do. That way he's still able to bounce you around, but at least he won't hurt you anymore. Looks funny. A lot funnier than a stupid dude on the magic carpet ride, at least. Let's go bounce around. Also getting all the crates here. Plenty of Wumpa fruit, wow. Even enough to score ourselves another extra life. Up to 31 already. Oh, bye dude. Boom. Also want you to actually. And then the crates. And the next checkpoint. Still alive. Scorpions. I've never actually seen a scorpion walk upside down on these gratings before, but I guess assuming the logic of this game is accurate, that is a thing they do. They do look like they have the kind of legs to be able to do that. Let's just go leave them be. Making sure to get these two crates as well. Easily overlooked. And then getting the crystal just before what is apparently the bonus of this stage. Where are we going? To the other side of town. This time around we don't get a full overview. We actually come from a different way. Let's go get you first. Before you actually stonify. I'm not going to be able to get you anymore. 5 more. Okay, this one is lined out, so... Oh yeah, I see how this works. Need to destroy this one as a TNT crate, so it hits the switch underneath there. And then this will become a trampoline. Yeah, indeed. Predictable. And that way you get the final couple of crates. 20. It's going to be 2 extra lives. One direct extra life and the other one because of having enough Wumpa fruit to go over 100. 33. A third of the way done when it comes to trying to get to 99 lives again. We were able to do it in the first 2 games. Let's go see if we can do it again. Already making good progress. Road 2 barely started and already a third of the way done. The game is going to get harder later on, but still. It is a fun little challenge to try. That it definitely is. Here's another one of those spinner crates. Looks like the question mark is the best we can get out of it. Let's go ignore the other crate. Looks painful to try to get it. But it's going to blow up anyway the moment we hit the nitro switch later on. So we don't actually have to hit it ourselves. Now, be careful. Let's go play around with this guy by ground pounding him. Actually launches him into space, as you can see. Yeah, like I said, it's actually fun to play around with that guy. This way, yeah, we should have all of the crates. So the moment we actually go towards the end, and the portal appears, we also receive the gem. And that way we have everything that we can get right now. If you've been paying close attention, you might have seen we did not find anything that even remotely looks like the yellow gem. Nowhere in sight it was. Like I promised. Even though the game does say the yellow gem is going to be in this stage, we are not able to get it quite yet. In fact, we weren't able to see where it even is. That is a mystery for later. Just keep it in mind. Hang 'em High is officially not complete yet. Now, Crash is going to be doing the next stage. That one's going to be exclusive to him. So we have to... It is the new hog ride in this game. And this time it is not going to be an actual hog. It is going to be a different kind of hog. Just look at the roads that we see. And that probably would say enough. Time to get started with one of my favorite types of stages in this game. Similar to the wave racing that was introduced. Also a new racing mechanic, only this one being on the road instead of in the water. Time for Crash to become the king of the road. On this mechanical hog. Now, the question is, how do these stages work? Like in other stages, there's of course once again going to be a crystal and a gem to get. For the gem we actually don't have to do anything too complicated, just hit all of the crates. Which is easier said than done, because this is of course an on-rail stage. We're not going to be able to go backwards. The moment we miss a crate, we need to start over. Like over here. And then we need to start over. Let's go try this again. Right, like I said, we need to hit all of the crates. Only then we will receive the gem. And that is not going to change, but because of the way the stage works, it is not going to be that easy to get all of the crates. Sometimes it's actually recommended to try not to win the race. Because that way we can actually take things a bit more carefully. And hopefully we're going to be able to see all of the crates coming. And therefore also going to be able to get all of them. A stage like this, especially if you're not very experienced in this game or very skilled, it is not a bad idea to actually do this in 2 separate runs. First going for all of the crates, making sure you have all of those, get the gem out of the way, and then in the second attempt to try to win the race. So we don't have to distract ourselves with crates. Yeah, it looks like I need to do it that way. I did almost still win the race, but I actually crashed into the final dude right at the end, so I still need to do it a second time. Which is not a bad thing. I actually beforehand already kind of expected I needed to do 2 runs here, so it's not like I'm going to be wasting any time here. But I did almost still get them in 1 run, which is of course still possible to do. Getting the gem and also win the race, and therefore immediately also getting the crystal, is definitely possible. Like I've almost proven here. I'm of course very inexperienced in this game, so I'm not a very big pro. You can imagine if somebody actually did that a little bit better than I just did. It is definitely possible to do them both in 1 run. But I don't mind actually doing this one twice. First of all, it's a short stage. And second of all, it's also a fun stage, so not a punishment to actually do this one twice. But this time around we actually don't have to care about crates. If we miss one, not a big deal. Just try to catch up with all of these guys. You're slightly faster than all of these other racers. And you're going to be a lot faster the moment you go over the boost panels. But do be careful, you do lose a lot of control the moment you are in boost mode, the moment you do your wheelie. Wheelie mode. It will make you go a lot faster, but also make you lose control. The moment you actually let go of the accelerator or the moment you get off-road, you will actually lose this mode. Try to keep this one up for as long as possible in order to maintain high speed. You're hopefully going to be able to catch up with every single one of these guys. overtake them, and win the race. And yes, it is indeed required in order to get the crystal. Unlike in regular stages where you simply pick up the crystal, usually not even that well hidden, in these hog stages it is definitely a lot more difficult in order to score yourself the crystal. Because first place is required. My first run actually proved that. Second place was not good enough. But here we go. Another awesome addition to the Crash Bandicoot family of mechanics. Of stage mechanics. Now, time for us to move on to the next new theming. This one is, I would almost say, unfortunately, a regular stage. But still. The theming is still going to be awesome. And it looks like we're going to be after 2 gems this time around.
G'day, mate. Dingodile's the name. And Uka Uka and Cortex gave me orders to bring the crystals to them during the Ice Ages. So give me the goods and shove off, or I'll roast yous.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot is of course known for using Australian critters. But I think Dingodile's a bit too Australian. We'll be meeting him in the boss stage, of course. First, we're going to be taking care of ancient Egypt, where the critters are a bit less Australian. Here we've got cobras and such. Now, let's go enter this first temple. Let's see if things actually become difficult here. They might. These ancient tombs are actually known for having a lot of traps after all. Man, Cortex actually did not waste any time. All of the hieroglyphs here are already dedicated to him. It's actually pretty funny to look at the hieroglyphs here. A couple of funny pictures here related to Cortex and his gang. Let's go skate around on the goo. Be careful though. There's still endless pits. Hit the switch to open the door, which is of course not going to stay open, so be quick. Go into the first room here. The platforms with the scarabs on them will actually fall, so be careful. And they are not going to be staying around. And I'm of course also not going to be staying around. There's a bonus I need to do. That's quite quickly in the stage. Usually they're closer to the end than to the beginning. But not here by the looks of it. 19 crates to get here. First couple of them are TNT crates. Not going to be gaining us any wumpa fruit. Only need to hit one of you. The rest will blow up automatically. Boom. Need to be careful for this one. This one is going to be blowing up. But I still need the tower in order to get up the higher platform over there, as you can see. So let's do this carefully. Hit them once and then use the rest as a trampoline. We can get up here. That takes care of that. 36. One fruit is going to exceed 100. So, 37. Returning to the stage. Where were we? This switch over here will make the platform go. Nothing too complicated. Let's not take any risk. Here's the paint that Cortex has been using in order to make his hieroglyphs. Stupid chimp. I did see you over there, but avoiding you is apparently a bit more complicated than I thought it would be. Perhaps not a good idea to talk about hieroglyph jokes. Yeah, and now you don't have a place to hide anymore. Silly chimp. Okay, yeah, this thing looks rather slow, so I'm not going to be afraid of you. And I'm also not afraid of you. You're not even going to try to defend yourself. Be careful for the traps here. As you can see, there's some light in the corridor. And the moment we step in it, the walls will actually start shooting at us. Like I said, these tombs are known for having traps. Especially if Cortex has been busy here. And then there's definitely going to be traps. These doors we need to be careful for. And let's go see how much time it will take for them to close again. Yeah, it looks like we've got plenty of time. They will actually open up both at the same time. They don't always, so be careful. Yeah, split pathway. However, looks like going left is not going to be an option. This is a jump we're not able to make yet, and it also requires the use of a colored gem by the looks of it. Time for us to skip out on that for now, and worry about that later. And this also looks like a bit of tricky timing. If we push the switch, a platform will actually appear for us to use that other one. We also need to make sure the door's open. Yeah, this one looks easy enough. It's a bit harder to reach the platform this time around, but still. At least no door we actually have to worry about. Jump around the light. I am allowed to take a little bit of risk. I've still got an extra hit after all, so... I'd like to keep that around if you don't mind. Checkpoints. Then getting all these crates. It's usually not a bad idea to actually get crates that are near a checkpoint after the checkpoint. Because the moment you die, you might actually pick up some extra wonder fruit right away. Speaking of crates, I actually don't have to worry about these crates up here. They are a bit tricky to grab after all. And since we're not going to be able to grab all of the crates in the stage anyway, the first time through. Don't mind me if I actually skip out on the more tricky ones. So at least the most important thing we have. The thing that we need in order to complete the game. And yeah, there we go. Here's the crate where normally the gem would pop out. And you know what that means. End of stage, always really close behind it. And that takes care of tomb time. Need to return here later with an extra ability. And of course, with a colored gem in our possession. Remember this one. For now, only going to be bringing home the crystal. There are too many extra crates in the section we were not able to reach. So, continuing on to Midnight Run. The next on-rail stage. The return of the cute tiny little tiger. Unlike the actual tiny tiger, the character, this one actually is cute. So our cute little Coco is going to be using him in order to make a more complicated stage. It is the second one after all. Let's go see how things actually become more difficult this time around. The stage is first of all going to be longer, I think. Looks like we need to stay down. There's crates underneath and not up top. Need to keep an eye open, of course. The split pathways can be quite annoying on these on-rail stages. But there's usually only one pathway you can take. You do need to make sure that's going to be the correct one. So far doing fine. Jump over you and... Oh, we need to go up. Saw that too late. Oh, I should have made notes for a game like this. It would have made things a lot easier for me. Didn't think it would be necessary for a game like this, but at these parts it would actually be handy to know beforehand. Yeah, awesome. It's not an easy jump to make. But I got both of the crates there, so... Let's go save for progress at the checkpoint crate and not worry about that part anymore. Moving on to the next. Avoiding dragons. Avoiding dudes. The Cortex dudes. Now this one's easier to see. Actually stay below this time. 40 extra lives in the meantime. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oops. My bad. Now come on. Apparently it's difficult to avoid that platform. I want to stay down and I accidentally still go upwards. Oh, at least it was funny. It was silly, it was stupid. But it was still worth it because it was funny. Now, yeah. Yeah, sometimes maneuvering around stages like these can actually be tight fits. It's obvious. But at least we've been able to reach the end. A couple of silly failures, but hey. In a stage like this, I think that is unavoidable. Still didn't think I did too bad. Only took me a couple of minutes to get past this stage 100%. All of the crates and therefore the gem in our possession. Immediately being done with the stage. There was only one here after all. like all of these Unreal stages. So with that also having all 5 of the crystals, meaning the boss stage becomes available. Time to take on Dingodile, the strange combination of a dingo and a crocodile. And becomes a very strange creature therefore. Time to take out Cortex's second lackey, shall we?
Right. Now you've gone and done it. Them crystals are mine.
No, they used to be yours. Now they're mine, and I'm going to make sure it stays that way.
Break out the butter. I'm gonna make toast.
Let's not ask how you actually get that crocodile tail, but time for Dingodile. He's definitely a lot trickier than the first boss was. He actually uses a flamethrower. He's going to be shooting directly in the air. Just make sure to watch the shadows in order to avoid him, and then make him blow up all the crystals surrounding him. There's no way to do it yourself. Just wait until he does it for you. And then hit him. So be careful for the explosion afterwards. That will actually start phase 2. Which is more than just rinse and repeat. Now things actually become a bit more tricky. The flame torpedoes are going to be more difficult to avoid. And he's also going to be a bit more aggressive in shooting the crystals surrounding him. Yeah, looks like now I got the chance. It's going to be hit number 2. Reset the fight. And now for the most difficult part, the final hit. Yeah, now 2 of them are going to be right beside each other. Harder to avoid. But of course it's still not impossible. Just make him shoot your direction, because otherwise he's going to try to deke you out. This way we deke him out. And 3 hits later, we have a winner.
No worries.
And of course he's also going to be dropping a new ability for us. Like I promised, every single boss is going to give us one. Not just the ability to play around with him. We now also get the double jump. To jump twice as high. Press the B button to jump and then press the B button again at the top of your jump. This game is going to be giving us double jumps now. Ooh, that's probably not promising for how difficult the stages later on are going to be. If we're even allowed to use double jumps now. Man, it does feel like something that could be useful in Tomb Time in order to get to that left pathway, remember? That is indeed where the double jump is going to be useful for. More complicated stages we're going to be meeting later on. Because of now having the ability to jump twice. We've took care of the second boss in this game. Second hub world complete. The strange combination between a dingo and a crocodile. But anyway, strange animals that are getting combined is one thing. The other thing that's going to be happening is me closing off this episode. Thank you for watching, and Treecks out.